everyone, this is the Trader Investor. Happy Friday to everyone. We're doing an analysis of where the markets are today in terms of our structure, what our trading opportunities are for today's day trading. That's what we're going to look at. And let's start with the hourly chart, because that's the structure I've mentioned yesterday. I've been talking about yesterday, and let's just start with that. So the markets are in a pullback, and for us to terminate the pullback, we need to see low, higher low, high, higher high somewhere. So for now, we are breaking structure. So we have these highs that are broken. Now, the reason why I'm not rushing into this trade specifically is because we are very near an order block. We are near an imbalance. So I have this two to contend with. So as a day trade, it's beautiful. So we'll look at the 15 minutes to see where that could set up. But as a swing trade, I want to see what price does here. And specifically, I want to see price negotiate these highs. Once these highs are breached, then it gives me a lot more comfort to go long, to go on the call side. And so the way this could happen is this, and this. So this would be a very, very good entry for us. So that's how they're setting up for now. And I'm going to show you all of them that they're setting up in that structure. That structure is playing out. In the Qs, downtrend, we have a low, a higher low, a high, a higher high. But I would like to see this highs breached to really get into that next level. So from here, from the 326 area to the 332 area, is a pretty good swing position. So that's what I'm looking for, but we will see what price does. IWM, we're inside our box, and I've been thinking about this yesterday, and what I want to add is, could this be UTAD? Could that be UTAD? That's another possibility to look at, because then what that tells us is that we are not in an accumulation, but we are in a distribution. So I'm marking both of these areas. I'm marking both a UTAD and TSO. They're conflicting ideas, but I'm marking them as a reference. If it's a distribution, then we're going to continue the downward pressure. Downward pressure meaning we're not going to come back up here. Maybe we negotiate this order block, hourly order block, and continue to push our way down, because this UTAD, as you see, it pushed down, reversed, and then price went down. So this was a good indication. Now, always what we are looking at is confirmation of us getting outside the test areas, right? So this is test, this is test. So which one will hold? We will see which one will hold, because both of them are acceptable, right? Both of them are acceptable, so we will see which one will hold. I'm just trying to get to this drawing line so I can duplicate it. So that's what I want to look at. So IWM, that's what it is. And in the diamonds, same story, downtrend. Now diamonds are a little bit stronger, because now this is the highs we want to consider. I have an alert there, because we have from the 343 area to the 346 area that we could potentially go to and even push higher. But I want to see this negotiated for us to completely terminate this downtrend. Anybody who has taken this on today's pop to the upside is an acceptable entry, but I just like to wait at least the first 15 minutes for the markets to tell us which way they want to go before we take an entry. So that's what I want to look at. Now let's look at our 15 minutes chart and find opportunities for today. So let's start with the SPYs. The SPYs, we want to make sure that this order block is taken care of. That's my headwind. So I'm not really in a hurry to enter a position to the long side. What I want to see is I want to see price give me an opportunity to do this, right? I want to see this pattern, not necessarily this high. I just want to see this pattern before I rush into a call position. So once we get this pattern going, we can be comfortable to enter a position. And to the downside, we have the high of yesterday that price is playing around. So again, this is not a very active let's jump into a trade day for me. This distance, I always calculate distance. This distance here to the high of this order block is about $1. So I'm not that keen to enter this. I want to see a pattern. I want to see a pattern to the upside, and I want to see a pattern to the downside. I want to see a pattern to the downside in this form pattern. I'm not specifically dealing with price points. In terms of price points, what I want to see is we have two areas. We have the high of yesterday and the low of last week. So these two areas need to be really penetrated for us to continue down. It looks like we're having a good up day, so I'm more leaning towards this pattern here, but we have yet to see how that plays out. So let's just wait and see how that plays out. So in the Qs, we are playing around yesterday's high. There's no significant headwind from 323 to about 325, 326 area, somewhere around here. So here I'm willing to take a call position because we're far away from yesterday's 15-minute range, not acting as headwind to the upside, but acting as headwind to the downside. So I'm not really rushing to get into that downside. 322 to 321, about $1 move. It's okay if you can get in right at this break, but not that enticing. IWM, we have the low of last week as a headwind. We have an order block as a headwind. So from 218 to about 218.68, there's just not enough move for me to enter to the call side. On the put side, we have 226 to maybe the 215 area, 226, 216, 217 to about 215.75, about $1 here. Again, this is not exciting me to enter a position until I see a pattern forming. Then I can take advantage of that pattern. And in the diamonds, we have an alert that I put in place. These highs here, which is the low of the 15-minute range of Tuesday, I want to see that breached before I have the 343.64 to 345.24. That's enough of a gap here, even though we have these opening range of Tuesday at play. But the one at the low is more important because it coincides with a swing high that I want to negotiate. These other two, they're a couple of days away. They could act as support and resistance, and if I get a good signal, I will enter this signal. However, I'll be cautious and monitor this closely. This is how I'm going to look at the markets. So we're setting up for a day where it is possible we could have just a very tight range. We've had a good move yesterday, so we might be just playing in a tight range, or we'll be going for this imbalance. So let's see how that plays out. Let's be patient and wait for our trades, and let's not just be in a hurry to enter any trade. So with that said, I will come back and do another one later on this evening on how the markets ended the whole week. And everyone, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to just give me a comment if you need help with anything on how you're reading your charts. I want to make you a successful chart reader. That's why I'm sharing all of my knowledge. All right, take care and make some green today.